Afghanistan continues to remain in a state of general lawlessness, instability, and remains rampant with human rights abuses as a result of the Taliban's brutal rule. Afghans have been forced to flee the country. However, for many lucky to have escaped and received asylum on foreign soil, challenges persist. From mistreatment to forceful deportation, Afghan migrants continue to face many obstacles and limitations.
Afghanistan continues to remain in a state of general lawlessness, instability, and remains rampant with human rights abuses as a result of the Taliban's brutal rule. Afghans have been forced to flee the country. However, for many lucky to have escaped and received asylum on foreign soil, challenges persist. From mistreatment to forceful deportation, Afghan migrants continue to face many obstacles and limitations. This is Obaida Sharar, a former Afghan prosecutor. She obtained asylum in Spain after leaving her homeland when the Taliban took control of Kabul. Prior to being granted asylum, Obaida spent a year in Pakistan without any official refugee status. Former Afghan prosecutors like Obaida are attempting to evade the men they had been prosecuting in the war-torn country. Living in Madrid, Obaida feels much safer in her new life, but is still troubled by the struggles the women of her country continue to face on a daily basis.
I can do anything that I want, but there are lots of women remain in Afghanistan, and they are sentenced to be inside their houses, inside the walls, and this is not, still I cannot enjoy from my life because the women in my country, they are not free, they cannot do anything.
Female lawyers are no longer permitted inside the Ministry of Justice since the Taliban took control of the Independent Bar Association. The association remains only open to men. While Obaida is a very lucky example, many others who have escaped Afghanistan to other underdeveloped nations face mounting struggles. According to Human Rights Watch, many refugees from Afghanistan are being forcibly pushed back from some of the countries they initially had escaped to. Pakistan and Turkey, for example, have forcibly deported a large number of Afghan migrants back to Afghanistan. Thousands of Afghan asylum seekers lack the necessary travel permits and documents that are typically required. Despite lacking requisite documentation, many have still fled, endangering their lives in the process, all in hope of a better future. According to U.S. government data, the number of Afghans seeking asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border has increased manifold. The data shows that U.S. border agents apprehended 2,132 Afghans last year, a nearly 30-fold increase from the previous year. Every month, hundreds of people risk traveling a human smuggling route known for kidnapping and robbery. If that part of the journey is successful, it is still uncertain whether Afghans will be able to find long-term asylum in the United States.
There was fence, and there were the people and put the ladder in the fence. So we climbed on the ladder and came to the land of the US, and between the two walls, between the two faces.
Afghans face a terrible choice: risk their lives fleeing their homes, or stay behind and continue to face persecution and human rights violations at the hands of the Taliban. Afghanistan has also been struggling with food insecurity and natural disasters. The Taliban's ban on women aid workers further intensified this crisis.
Programs cannot reach women and cannot understand the situation of women and girls without employing women. So men-only programming is not merely a subjugation of women, but it's also inadequate programming. It doesn't work. It's simple as that.
Under the Taliban, Afghanistan is experiencing one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world, and humanitarian assistance is urgently needed. India is one country who pledged to provide assistance of approximately 24 million USD for Afghanistan. However, significantly more is needed to help those Afghans struggling in their homeland, and for those Afghans who have fled their homeland for the chance at a better life.